Crankin Out Crafts. My name is Puna, and today I'm going to show you how to make another lei, and it is this animal print kind of cool twisty lei. So it's going to end up looking like this. For this lei, you do need a few types of ribbon. I used an animal print ribbon. This is 1.5 inches wide. And also this kind of Tiffany blue aqua. It says 7/8 inch satin ribbon, and then a turquoise picot ribbon in 3/8 inch. And it's important for this one, for this kind of lei, to have at least one ribbon with picot on it, because this is how we're gonna use these picots to measure our stitches. So at least one ribbon with this kind of little loopy picot at the edges. And those 3 ribbons, you also need some upholstery thread, which is a little bit thicker than normal thread. I'm using a doll needle for today. I like to use this because it's a little bit longer and it gives me a little bit more control when I'm making the leis. And a clothespin. And so to begin with, you're going to take your upholstery thread and you're going to measure out about 3 yards of upholstery thread. It's a lot. You measure 3 yards of upholstery thread, thread your needle onto it, and then tie a knot in the end. I'm gonna leave some little threads here at the end to tie later on when I'm finishing up my lei, but I am making a couple of just overhand knots here, just so that the ribbon does not fall right off of my thread. So here's a couple of real big knots, and then now I'm gonna take my upholstery thread, and it's already got the needle threaded on it, right? I'm just gonna wrap it around my clothespin. And what this is gonna do is keep the thread from tangling when you're working with it. So make sure you wrap it around. You see I'm wrapping right around the spring part of the clothespin, and then that way we'll still be able to open and close our clothespin and be able to use it. So I'm gonna wrap almost the entire length of this around the clothespin. I'm leaving about a foot at the end to start working with, and then I'm going to use my clothespin to just kind of hold the thread there, and it's just going to help me to keep it all under control while I'm working with it. And to start off with your lei, we're going to put all 3 of these ribbons together, and just make sure that they're all like lined up on one side. So what I mean is, you want them all to be even at one side of the ribbon rather than in the center or the other side. And then to start, I'm going to leave myself a space. We don't want to get too close to the edge of the ribbon because we can just fray and the thread can come out. So I'm going to leave about a 6 to 10 picot space. And when I say picot, I mean those little loops, right? And I'm going to insert my needle right at the edge of all 3 of the ribbons. Just make sure that you're going through all 3 ribbons. And for the remainder of the lei, we're going to be doing a running stitch, which is simply in and out over 3 ribbons. And we're going to do this running stitch every 4 picot. So I'm going to skip. I'm going to count here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the next one is where I'm going to make my stitch in. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. And the next one is where I make my stitch up. And once again, make sure you keep the stitches nicely along the edge of your ribbon and all 3 ribbons together, held together. And 1, 2, 3, 4. And in, and make sure my ribbons are under control, and don't poke yourself with a needle. 1, 2, 3, 4, and up. So that's a running stitch in and out. Wait, where's my up? There we go, and up. And what you're going to end up doing, because you're working along the edge of the ribbon, you're skipping 4, your lei is going to end up coming out like this, where you have this sort of twisty look to it. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4, and in. So we're going to do this for the whole lei. And out. And then, when you're done, you think you have enough of your lei left to, you have enough of a lei. We are going to simply push all the ribbon, make sure you have all of your ribbon down onto your thread. And I'm going to cut off, leave a little bit of a tail, just so that if it frays, it's not going to fray completely off of the lei. And I'm going to cut my ribbon off of my, my needle off of my thread. And then on the opposite side, I'm going to cut off some thread. And we're just going to leave it about, like I said, maybe about 6 inches to 12 inches at the ends. And then all we do is take the 2 ends and tie them together. Oh, this is a little bit shorter, but that's okay. So we'll take the 2 ends and tie them in a knot together so that they meet. It's a little bit of a short lei, but that's okay. We can always add on to it later. And then if you want to, you can put a nice ribbon on it, a nice bow, I should say, so that it gives the lei more of a finished look. And that's it. Have a good one. Thanks for watching.